Eric Garcetti is in trouble, and he knows it. His mismanagement of L.A. is manifesting itself in the so-called homeless crisis, which is a complete and total Garcetti-made disaster.
A recent report shows the homelessness crisis in Los Angeles is getting worse. Tents and encampments can be found all over the city.
At each on-ramp, at each transition road, at each overpass, you see these pockets of tents, encampments.
In the wake of criticism about the city's handling of the issue, L.A. Mayor Eric Garcetti released an open letter today saying, "I take full responsibility for our response to this crisis. And like everyone who has seen families in tents or spoken to a homeless veteran in need, I am both heartbroken and impatient." There are now 36,000 homeless people in Los Angeles, a 16% increase over last year. Mayor Garcetti says projects are underway that will provide 7,400 housing units for the homeless. Business owner and political consultant Matt Klink says providing shelter is not the only issue.
We've got a massive mental health problem. There's a drug problem. And all of these things together are just taxing government to such a great extent that even with billions of dollars, the problem is not getting solved.
And so Garcetti hoodwinked L.A. voters to pass a $1 billion tax, which is supposed to fund homelessness programs. Yet the homeless problem continues to mushroom. And now some residents of Los Angeles have had enough. There is now a recall effort for the guy who once had designs on the White House. Joining me now from Los Angeles, editor-in-chief of Front Page Index, Alex Dadig. Alex, you are leading the effort to recall the mayor of Los Angeles. At least you're one of the folks doing it right now. Obviously, its main issue being driven by is the homelessness problem. In fact, Los Angeles, I think you would agree, encourages people to live on the street. They don't discourage it.
Graham, I want to say thank you for having me on your show, and thanks to One American News Network for being the first national network to give voice to this issue. I just want to say thank you. And, we have a petition that we are going to be filing, an official petition. I started a change.org petition. You can sign it at recallthelaMayor.com. We have a state of emergency here in the city of Los Angeles, Graham, and we're so grateful that you're giving voice to this. And I know Matt Klink. I know him well. I've known him for years. He's right. The problem is serious. We need to remove the citizens who are homeless to a different area, because at this time, it is taxpayers that are exposed to very bad physical health conditions,
right,
unsanitary conditions. You're
not alone. They're turning to taxpayers, as you mentioned, to try and solve a problem that they're not really trying to solve. Let's face it. And they're aiding and abetting the homeless in the city of Los Angeles. And so right now there's an ad campaign telling Eric Garcetti, hey, you better listen up because we're mad. Roll tape.
Homelessness is nearly up 50% in your city since you became mayor, according to the LA Times.
This is what people say is an unsolvable problem, and I'm committed to solving it.
Remember when Eric Garcetti pledged to end homelessness in LA? $1 billion of our tax dollars spent, and the crisis is worse than ever. Now he wants green taxes on LA drivers and utility rate hikes on local families. Let's pump the brakes on Garcetti's new taxes. The only thing green will be money coming out of our wallets.
And remember, again, I underscore, this guy wanted to run for president. Now we know why he probably didn't run for president, because he saw this one coming. And now he wants to have even more taxpayer dollars spent on toilets. Toilets that are going to cost somewhere in the neighborhood of $300,000 per flush.
Well, listen, Graham, the problem here is that the mayor's attitude towards this is that the city of Los Angeles government is none of our business. And Angelenos are fed up with this type of attitude, and we have had enough. And we are going to remove this mayor from office. It is over. This he can do whatever he wants. This is over. This is done. The police department are not social workers. People living in tents, Graham, on public lands. We can't even go. The police can't even go in there.
Right.
They have to do 2 weeks for a search warrant to even go in there. You can harbor terrorists in those tents. You could harbor drug dealers, sex trafficking, illegal immigrants. Listen, this is out of control. control. Go on Alex Datig, D-A-T-I-G, Alex Datig on my Twitter feed and look at the pictures that I took just yesterday. Just yesterday, we have people without pants walking on 5th and Wall Street in downtown. Like, if you go to the financial district, you'll see people with scabs, blood-covered shirts.
It's not just a blight that you have to endure. It's not just the rats. It's not just the feces, but it is a national security threat. And it's ridiculous that the police have to go get a search warrant. So the website, once again, is change.org. That is the website, change.org. And then you go on there and you look for the effort to recall the mayor of Los Angeles. You need in the neighborhood of 350,000 signatures. If you get that, what do you get in return if you get 350,000 signatures?
Well, we get a certified petition to recall the mayor of Los Angeles, and then there has to be a special election, and there are a lot of seats coming up on the LA City Council. So I would encourage people who are trying to run for the city council to take a look at those seats, because they're coming up, and we need to change this government because these problems are from the top. People are obsessed with getting on the national stage instead of taking care of this state. This state is going to go bankrupt one way or another. So get ready for it, people, because this is it.
And so this is the choice for Los Angeles and for the entire state, for that matter, but the choice for Los Angeles residents. Do you want to embrace a radical ideology and go down with the ship, or do you want to change and head back toward a more constitutional California? Alex, thank you. Coming up next, the phony, delusional ad campaign claiming that abortion is good for business as the Daily Ledger continues.